The Frog Prince. Long ago and far away, there lived a princess. On her birthday, the queen said, "I promise to give you any toy you want." "I want a ball made of gold," said the princess. "There are no balls made of gold," said the queen. "But a promise is a promise," said the princess. So the queen had a ball of gold made for the princess. One day the princess was playing with her ball, but the ball fell into the pond. "I have lost my ball made of gold," said the princess. She began to cry. A small frog hopped over to the princess. "I can get your ball back," the frog said. "Frogs can't talk," said the princess. "Well, I can," said Frog. "I will get your ball back," said Frog, "but only if you make me a promise." "I will promise anything you like," said the princess. "You can't even have my crown." "A frog has no need for a crown," said Frog. "What do you want then?" said the princess. "I want you to promise to be my friend," said Frog. "Easy," said the princess. "I will do that." So Frog jumped into the pond. He got the ball back, just as he had promised. "Now we will be friends," he said. The princess grabbed the ball. She did not say thank you to Frog. "Hey," said Frog, "what about your promise?" But the princess just ran away. Later, as the princess ate her supper, she heard a sound. Tip, tap. "What's that?" said the queen. "Nothing," said the princess. "Open the door," said the queen. "No, please don't," said the princess. The queen opened the door. "Oh no," said the princess. Frog came into the room. "Good evening," he said. "What do you want, Frog?" said the queen. "I want the princess to be my friend, just as she promised," said Frog. "I can't be friends with a cold, wet frog," said the princess. "A promise is a promise," said the queen. So Frog sat at the table and ate supper from a plate made of gold. "Now will you go back to the pond?" said the princess. "A real friend would let me stay," said Frog. "A promise is a promise." So the princess took Frog up to her bedroom. "You can sleep in this nice box," said the princess. "A real friend would let me sleep on her pillow," said Frog. So the princess put Frog on her pillow. As he sat on the pillow, magic happened. Frog grew and grew. He changed into a boy. "Who are you?" said the princess. "I'm a prince," said the boy. "A witch turned me into a frog. The only thing that could turn me back into a prince was somebody being a good friend to me." "But I was a bad friend," said the princess. "I didn't like you at first." "You were a good friend," said the prince. "You gave me food. You even let me sit on your pillow." The princess and the prince became real friends. They liked to play with the ball made of gold, but they never went near the pond. When they grew up, the prince and princess got married. They promised to love each other forever. And they did love each other forever and ever. After all, a promise is a promise. Monkey's Magic Pipe. Long ago, a faraway forest, lived a monster. He lived in a cave of bones. He was huge, he was hairy, he was hungry. One morning, the monster went into the forest with his hunting bag. He sang in his horrible voice, "I'm going to eat you. Wait and see. I'm the monster. Beware of me." Snake slid away. Parrot flew off. Panther hid. The monster went to the drinking pool. He sat and waited. He had hairy arms for catching. He had big yellow teeth for crunching. "I'm the best at waiting," he said. As he sat in a bush by the pool, he sang in his horrible voice, "I'm going to eat you. Wait and see. I'm the monster. Beware of me." Snake was first to come to drink. As she slid into the pool, the monster pounced. "Gotcha!" shouted the monster. "Into my bag." Snake was trapped. Parrot was next to come to the pool. As he flew down, the monster grabbed him. "Gotcha!" shouted the monster. "Into my bag." Parrot was trapped. The panther slipped out of the shadows. He was strong, but the monster was stronger. "Got you!" shouted the monster. "Into my bag." Even Panther was trapped. "I shall eat them all," roared the monster, as he set off back to his cave of bones. The bag bumped along behind him. "I'm the best at hunting," he said. The monster saw a monkey sitting under a tree. "Yum," he said. "Pudding." Monkey had a pipe in her little paw. She looked at the hunting bag. Monkey knew her friends were inside, but she was clever and had an idea to set them free. "Monster," she called, "you are the best dancer in the forest. This new tune is just for you." "I must be the best dancer," said the monster, "because I'm the best at everything." He pointed his hairy toe. "Play for me." Monkey played and the monster danced. Then Monkey stopped. "It's no good," she said sadly. "What a pity you dance so well." "What do you mean?" roared the monster. "You need a partner," said Monkey. "I have one," said the monster, and dragged Snake out of his bag. The monster put Snake around his neck and danced and danced. "Good," said Monkey. "Now change partners." The monster opened his bag again and took out Parrot. Snake slid away. Parrot just flapped and screeched. He was not a good dancer. The monster had to dance around him. "I am the best at dancing," the monster said. "Change partners," called Monkey. The monster opened his bag again. He pulled Panther out by his tail. Parrot flew off. Panther struggled and snapped. The monster danced faster and faster. He stamped his hairy feet and clicked his claws. "Change partners," called Monkey. panther sprang into the bushes. The monster looked in his hunting bag. "My bag is empty," he roared. The leaves shook on every tree. The monster chased Monkey, puffing and panting. But he was so tired he could hardly sing his song. "I'm going to eat you. Wait and see. I'm the monster. Beware of me." "Not today," said Monkey. "Today, Monkey is the best of all." Monkey skipped away, playing her pipe, and all the animals who heard it danced. And what happened to the monster? He was so tired, he lay down in his cave of bones and snored until the bones rattled. If you ever find his cave, don't go in. How the bear lost his tail. We all know how bears are, don't we? Bears are big, hairy, and grumpy with short, stumpy tails. Bears weren't always like that though. Once, long ago, bears were different. They were still big and hairy, but they were sweet and kind and had long, floppy tails. Bears were proud of their tails in those days. How did the bear get the stumpy tail? Why are they so grumpy now? Fox is to blame. Let me tell you what Fox did. Fox was trotting about one cold day looking for something to eat. He saw a fisherman by a frozen lake, dangling a line through a hole in the ice. The fisherman had caught a lot of fish. They were lying in the snow, tied together with string. Fox was hungry. Fox was sly and quick. He sneaked up, grabbed the string of fish, and ran as fast as he could. In the forest, he met Bear. Bear was hungry too. He waved his long, floppy tail and said, "Oh, Fox, where did you get all those fish from?" Fox saw that Bear's tail was even longer and floppier than his. Fox did not like that one bit. He did not want to share his fish either. So Fox said, "I caught them." "How?" asked Bear. "All you have to do is break a hole in the ice on the lake," said Fox. "Then sit down and put your tail in the water." "It will be cold," said Bear. "Yes, but you will catch a lot of fish. Sit still, and the fish will come and nibble your tail," said Fox. "It might hurt, but don't pull your tail out, or you will lose the fish. Your tail is so long, you will catch even more than I did." "Oh, thank you, Fox," said Bear. "Remember, don't pull your tail out too soon," Fox said. And he ran on with his stolen fish. Bear went down to the frozen lake. He did everything Fox had said. He broke a hole in the ice and put his long, floppy tail in the icy water. It tingled. The water was cold. The tingling got worse as the fish began to bite. But Bear kept his tail in the water, but as Fox had said to do. Ouch! The water in the lake was so cold, the hole behind Bear began to freeze over again. But Bear did not see. Bear had to grit his teeth. The more it tingled, the more fish he thought he was catching. But soon it was too much for Bear. "I don't care if I lose my fish. This hurts too much," he thought. He tried to pull his tail out of the water, but his tail had frozen. It snapped off like an icicle, leaving nothing but a stump. He did not even have any fish. Fox had made a fool of him. From that day to this, all bears have had short, stumpy tails. They are grumpy because they think everyone is laughing at them. And Fox? Fox is still quick and sly and clever as ever. Bear, on the other hand, has learned that he shouldn't believe everything he is told. Yosh the Stonecutter. Long ago, in the mountains of Japan, there lived a stonecutter called Yosh. He was a poor man with a bent back and hard hands from cutting stone. People said a spirit lived in the mountains where Yosh walked. They said it granted wishes. But Yosh had never seen the spirit. One day, Yosh took some stone to a rich man's house. Yosh loved the rich man's beautiful home, his silk clothes, and his clean, soft hands. "Oh, I wish I could be a rich man," whispered Yosh. A cool wind blew and the mountain spirit appeared. It whispered, "Your wish is granted, Yosh. A rich man you now shall be." When Yosh got home, his hut had become a fine house. Yosh was rich. He put away his tools and rested, looking out of the window. The day grew hot. Yosh saw a prince ride by. Servants fanned the prince to cool him, and shaded him with golden umbrellas. "I wish I could be a prince," said Yosh. The spirit said, "Your wish is granted, Yosh. A prince you now shall be." Now Yosh was a prince, riding a carriage with servants around him. Prince Yosh smiled as he sheltered from the sun under golden umbrellas. His servant gave him water in a jeweled cup, and Yosh happily sipped it. Prince Yosh soon felt very hot. Even the umbrellas didn't help. When he splashed water on his skin, the hot sun soon dried it up. "The sun is more powerful than me," muttered Yosh. "I wish I could be the sun." The spirit spoke again. "Your wish is granted, Yosh. The sun you now shall be." Yosh felt himself rise into the sky and start to shine. He really was the sun. He sent his powerful rays down to earth. Yosh shone harder. He made people sweat and burned their skin. He dried out the land and made the grass wither. Everything could feel his power. One day, Yosh the sun could not see the ground. A cloud was in his way. He shone with all his might, but the cloud would not go. "Can a cloud blot out my power?" cried Yosh. "Then I wish I could be a cloud." "Your wish is granted, Yosh. A cloud you now shall be," replied the spirit. Yosh became a big, thick gray cloud. He shut out the sun's heat and shaded the people. He cooled the land, and then he began to rain. Yosh's rain made streams and rivers flow, and made puddles on the ground. The grass soon turned green again, and the crops began to grow. Yosh the cloud rained harder and harder. In the mountains, The little streams became great waterfalls, rivers overflowed and drowned the crops. The flood water came rushing down road and poured into villages. Only the huge rocks on the mountains stood firm and would not move. "Rocks are more powerful than clouds," grumbled Yosh. "I wish I could be a rock." The spirit replied, "Your wish is granted. Yosh, a rock you now shall be." Now Yosh was a rock, huge, hard and solid. He did not fear the sun or the rain. "Nothing can be stronger than me," he boasted. Then Yosh the rock felt tools cutting into him. "A stonecutter is stronger than me," said Yosh. "I wish I could be a man again." The mountain spirit smiled. "Your wish is granted, Yosh. A man you now shall be." Yosh the stonecutter picked up his tools and started to work. His back was bent and he was poor, but now he was happy.